let us get this party started here. This is the Midnight Anima stream in the background. If you want to see me looking through Sword of Justice Origins #1, you can check out the unboxing video. It would have went up, if you're watching this on Twitch, earlier today. If you're watching this on YouTube, yesterday. There we go. Oh yeah. Chopin. Or Chopin, or however that guy's name's pronounced. He plays music. Well, actually, he composes music. I'm sure he played it too. Let's take a look at the pre-order slip here before we get into looking at the actual comic books, because who knows? We might have something cool in this. Nah. Nah. That actually sounds kind of cool, except it's a 5-issue thing. Why don't you just publish a trade? What do we got here? One feature incident that begins $30.99. From the ashes of the Age of Heroes, new generation of yada yada. Emerged in the... Yep. Futures come to the end in favor of Abyssus, a horrifying fusion of null infected galactic. I don't know, I don't think that really works for me, but the very concept of like Spider-Man $30.99 is kind of funny. The darkness is back? Really? I don't know if I want to get into that though. Dude, I know some people flip for Bill Sinkowicz's art. See Habitat there? Some people are like super into his artwork, but it is New Comic Book Day. You know, I was wondering when Discord would finally pop the notification, man. I've been sitting here waiting for like 15 minutes. I finally gave up. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Discord. Briar, Knights of Terror. Oh, I know Christopher Cantwell. I've read some of his books. I'm pretty tempted. Some of the... I read a couple of these a couple years ago. They were pretty good. You know what? I'm just gonna slap that X down right there. Maybe I'll change my mind, but this will at least remind me. Oh, they're finally, like, following up on the comics from, like, 3 years ago. That's amazing. Terminator. Santa Claus is Humanity's on the Nautilus. It's Christmas Eve, and the atmosphere is pretty far from festive. But even in the blasted world civilization, the surviving elders of the Resistance have fond memories of the holiday. And between drone attacks and hero members are eager to hear about it too. I don't think so. Dread the halls with... Yeah, see, I'm not into that. Evil Holiday doesn't really do a lot for me. Heard about the revival of Darkness from Mr. Universe, but thought that was going to start dropping. It does start dropping next year. So, either in December or January, looks like is when it's going to start. If that's your jam, go for it, man. Ed Benez, he still hasn't gotten his Indiegogo campaign for Nina and Ariel sent out to backers yet. I don't think. It's been like a year since I checked in. Which is crazy because I own it. Like, I have the Kickstarter version, which is supposed... Like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Written by Merca. But Merca's not doing the art. Yeah, I don't think I'm into that anymore. I got into that stuff because of Merca's art, not her writing. Wrestle Heist! Oh, you know I gotta get that, man. That's gonna be stupid. Plus, that guy was pretty good. Like, his work on Fearscape was just fine. A heist caper packed with body slams and backstabs. Bro, I'm so into that. I'm so into that. Oh, another Dark Souls comic. You know, guys, the first Dark Souls comic I read was completely incomprehensible. It was like the highlight reel of how they got to the Dark Souls universe. There was like no actual plot line that I could discern other than let's jump from scene to scene. So I do not have high hopes. And I'm kind of invested in Barbaric, so you know I gotta go for that. So that's what our pre-order slip's gonna look like. Probably I'm a little late getting this, but they were on this counter, so I just grabbed one. Alright, anyway. I might call him tomorrow and be like, yo, make sure I get this Barbaric. Anyway, as you can tell from the pre-order slip, I buy my comic books from Graham Cracker Comics. And when you go to a Graham Cracker Comics on a Wednesday, aka New Comic Book Day, you get not one, not two, but 3 books for free out of this, I almost said 75-cent bin, dollar bin, which used to be the 75-cent bin, which used to be the 50-cent bin. Inflation is killing us all. So I got tree-free books, and we, as always, will look at these first for a couple of reasons. One, you know, they're usually old, so if I flip through a lot of pages in them, it's not a big deal. Who cares if some 90s issue of Bloodstrike is spoiled? Good lord, look how expensive this was. $250? And was this like $19.93? $94? August 94. Carl Allstater. With inks by 6 different people. Okay, that's a cool front page. Like, that first page, not gonna lie, it's very 90s, but also very cool. Dude in a mask, crazy skull, the rest of the cast. Why have I been brought here? No. Oh yes, you and the ones you now ally yourself with are my harbingers. None of you will ever escape me. You will never escape who you really are. Do you hear me, Bloodstrike? Answer me! I don't know why I picked up a weird accent there. Just kind of popped out. Not nearly as cool as the first page. And then randomly, we turn sideways for no reason. Olivia! She's actually pretty cool. Kind of like a insectoid robot thing. I kind of dig that design. Especially the like super long messed up fingers. Look at those. Definitely kind of like that. I got an issue somewhere of Bloodstrike Brutalists, which has the pouch on the cover. I bought that off of Rob Liefeld's website. It was like $30 or something. You know, like, this is so stupid. I love it. I'm sure it's worth like 50 cents now. But like, come on. It's dumb. And if you know me, you know I kind of like dumb stuff sometimes. Especially like things that are just the right level of dumb. Pardon me, I'm gonna take a sip while you admire the wasp lady. Alright, what else we got in here? Anything else cool? Okay. Wasp Lady Combat. So what's with the weird skull from the inside front page? That's great. Freaking Bad Rock. New Blood, a 2-part crossover coming this November. In New Men number 8 and Team Youngblood number 15, Liefeld, Stevenson, Knock. Ooh, that's about as Liefeld as a character can get without being covered in pouches and guns. Look at that, man. His biceps are bigger than my chest. How does this guy, like... How does he, like, wipe his butt? Think about it. How does this guy wipe his butt? Does he not? He doesn't poop. Or he poops out, like, completely compressed dark matter nuggets that leave no residue. It's impressive. I actually really like this panel right here for some reason. Like something about the angle in the eye patch, I think. And you can see her scalp, the way her hair's combed. Like, that's actually really cool. That's a detail you don't see that often in comic books. Bet you he owns a bidet. You're probably right. And then he has to have somebody to come dry him afterwards, right? You know, he's over there, he's pooping, he's rinsing. Somebody has to come in with like a towel and pat him dry. You know, like a little baby. Oh, get some baby powder out, you know? Maybe some Desitin so he doesn't get diaper rash. That's right. I went there. I freaking went there, man. Alright. Next book I got. Apparently I'm starting to just collect all of the issues of X-Men. Don't ask me why. If somebody wants these issues of X-Men, you know, I would probably mail them to you because I have no real attachment to this stuff other than I haven't read it. In fact, I think we got the previous issue where he ran into Spider-Man last time I went to the shop. Kind of cool mech suits. Wait. I thought that was going to be Jean Grey, but is that actually Madeline Pryor? Because that sure looks like the Goblin Queen. Hold on, we're investigating. Ah, Idle Hands, in theaters soon. What If You Woke Up with Superpowers? A monthly book by Eric Larson. Yeah, it is Madeline Pryor. Wasn't she dead? Well, I guess she keeps getting resurrected, doesn't she? Okay. I like that panel up there. Scream! She looks so feral. And then the stupid skulls. Come on, that looks like Mystique right there. Oh yeah, let me just have like some skulls. I have to shapeshift into them. It's like, what are you doing, Mystique? I actually really like the coloring on this flat, like matte paper. It looks pretty good. It surprisingly pops really well. The greens right here, her red hair, then the orange down below. Like, that's a great combo. Joe Kubert's World of Cartoon. Doesn't he own like a straight up art school still? I think I've read that, and he's got like students who are pretty good. I think I've seen their work. Ed Benes, who I was just talking about when we were looking at the order form here, he owns an art school, or runs an art school down in Brazil. His students are all really good. This is a dude named Leo Matos, and I like following him. I look at his stuff all the time when it shows up on my like Twitter feed or Instagram. He does really solid work. But of course, most of that stuff is like they're doing like pinups and stuff as opposed to sequential art. Get a Spider-Man credit card from MasterCard, guys. Oh, hey, it looks like we're about to get an ad here on Twitch. Thank you so much for the ad money. I appreciate it. Okay, so the final showdown for X-Man ends on a cliffhanger. Talk about a disappointment. But I really like the way Madeline Pryor looks in that right panel. The facial expression is just great. And you don't see this too often. There's actually a tongue in her mouth. That's one of those details when I see it in artwork, I'm like, yeah, this guy really liked what he was drawing, or she was drawing. Like, they went to the detail of, yeah, you know what? This person's mouth is open. We need to make sure they've got a tongue. Hold on, guys. I'm blowing my mind here. I opened up the next comic book. It had like a fold-out on the front cover. Doug was is a Disney property? Bro. That's changing my life. I mean, I know Disney bought ABC back in the 90s, so I shouldn't be surprised that a cartoon on ABC is a Disney property, but that's blowing my mind that Doug is Disney's Doug. I had no idea! Bro! You know, after it got bought from Nickelodeon? I didn't know! I didn't know, man! You're blowing my mind, DSX! You are blowing my mind. We just hit the ad break. Thank you for the pennies. Next up is another issue of X-Man. I told you, I'm apparently just slowly collecting X-Man for whatever awful reason. This one, though, I don't even care if I like the inside of the book. I just really like this cover. I like Mysterio. I think Mysterio is a great villain. One of the oldest comic books I have that I've had for almost as long as I've had any other book is the late 70s Spider-Man, with Spider-Man versus Mysterio. Somehow I talked my dad into buying that book for like $4 or something at Jelly's comic and hobby shop in Mililani, Hawaii. And that book is, it's probably worth like $5 whole, right? But that book, because of the emotional connection to the time, the place, and the people, is a treasure. Anyway, I like Mysterio because of it. That was the first time I saw Mysterio, and I love that book. I think he like summoned Ray Harryhausen like movie monsters to fight Spider-Man or something like that. It was totally goofy, and I loved it. And so we got, I don't know how Mysterio is going to fool an actual psychic here, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, the previous issue was when he was fighting the Purple Man. I remember that. We have that issue. We got it last week, I think. Let's see. Oh, no, we didn't. It's a much older issue. This is issue 36. So, Purple Man was just like a recurring villain for him? Or is this Mysterio is already messing with Nate's mind? He's no ship why Doug characters aren't any Nick games, despite being one of the OG 3 Nick... Yeah, that... Dude, this is blowing my mind, DSX. You've blown my mind. I didn't know Disney owned Doug. Right? I just knew it got syndicated onto Saturday mornings. That's the mind exploding right there. It's crazy. So wait, L2 is what? Levi's cargo pants? Is that what we're selling here? Weird. Weird. And... okay, so yeah. Mysterio did just summon, like, fake Purple Men's, and I think I saw Mr. Sinister. X-Men, Children of the Atom. I've never played that fighting game. We've got some kind of Sonic game over here. Was a Sonic Adventure. Oh, this is a Dreamcast. This is Dreamcast era. Which, I'll be honest, still seems kind of like yesterday to me. Look at his face over here. Dude, that needs to be somebody's new reaction image right there. Dude, these old comics, older comics, they're not really old, but older comics are just full of all kinds of great stuff. It's hilarious. Look, we've gone like full MC Escher on him. Fool. This clone in sustained contact, eye to eye, so to speak. Oh, this close. You cannot resist the forces at my command. Mysterio. Mysterio. Final Fantasy VIII, $99.99 for the PlayStation, baby. Because you demanded it. Bishop in his own monthly series. Who demanded Bishop in his own monthly series? Pictures on Amazon, the Marvel vs. Capcom fight. Yeah, I know. I could go play it if I wanted to. Like that's not a problem. I just never have. Wait, whoa. Ancient Memory unlocked. Wasn't that also in the arcade, not just on consoles? Because if it was, I totally dropped like 50 cents in a machine one time and decided I didn't like it. Bro, that memory came out of nowhere. We're just going full scanners over here. Yeah. Wow. I think it was in the arcades. I'm going to go look this up right now since I have nothing better to do than talk about comic books. Let's see. Children of the Atom Arcade. Does this give me anything? $1994 fighting game developed and published by Capcom, released on the CP System 2 arcade cabinet. Yeah. So it wasn't the arcades before it was a home console thing, because it also came out on like PSX, right? Yeah, arcade, Saturn, DOS, and PlayStation. You know, a fighting game was pretty pimpin'. That's right. I was into JoJo before all the newcomers who were all like, oh, JoJo. We're into JoJo, man. I watched the OG JoJo anime like 20 years ago. And I sure played this. I played this in the arcade. I was terrible at it. And I got it on Dreamcast, I do believe. Still terrible at it. But somehow I did beat it at least once with one character. Oh, JoJo. Wait, no, that's entirely different JoJo. Being the sixth and last game released for the CPS3 board. Right at the end of the big arcade era. Arcades are kind of sad now, man. I don't know if you've like gone into one lately, but they're kind of pitiful. Although I will say Dave & Buster has this great it's purely designed to like last you 30 seconds and it's brutal, but they've got this machine. You can actually buy it because they'll sell it to you for like 14 grand off from the manufacturer, I mean. But it's Space Invaders, but it's played on light bulbs on a big wall mount instead of a screen. It's really cool. Anyway, I'm really bad at fighting games with a couple of exceptions. And I'm sure not good enough to play any of them competitively. You know, if the Stardust Crusaders game gets released in the future, maybe that one Fate fighting game. Yeah, that'd be cool. Now, my homeboy, my dude fella, my man, Rugal, he is an absolute lunatic. Yeah, I turned my PNG tuber on. Hello, Erica. Hello. My man Rugal, he plays competitive fighting games with a keyboard in competition. Absolute lunatic. I don't know how he does it, but he does. It's been a while since I checked in and seen if he's been to any competitions lately, but you know, as of several years ago, like he was still doing that kind of jam. I think he was playing Street Fighter Descendants. I don't remember which ones though. Now, I really liked, in terms of fighting games, I was super into Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast and Dead or Alive on the Dreamcast. The way counters worked on the Dreamcast for Dead or Alive was a lot easier to pull off than the way those same moves worked in the arcade machine. And so I was an absolute beast on the Dreamcast version, you know, 25 years ago. I haven't played it in 20-something years, so probably no longer a beast. More's the pity. More's the pity. Alright, we should actually talk about the books I paid for this week. So there's 2 of them here. That's right, Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok. It's a beautiful book. I think I still need to read like issues 4 and up. Like, I'm definitely behind on this, which is crazy because it went on hiatus for like 2 years because Jason Fabok, I guess, was either working on other stuff or he's like Ivan Reyes and some of them other guys who do beautiful stuff, but then they're kind of slow. Yeah, this book looks so good. So this is set on in the future on a planet where colonization failed. So the corporation that was running the planet left, and they left people behind. Most of the people that are left behind have these helmets, like you see them wearing, you know, here, down over here, that let them control a particular kind of animal in the ecosystem. And so our title character here, well, I guess he might not be the title character, he might be called Rook, but like rooks is another name for like corvids. So he controls like crows and ravens and stuff, like you see there. And the person he's with here, if I remember right, she controls wolves. You gotta keep in mind, it's been a long time since I read one of these books. And apparently we got somebody that controls spiders or something here. If you have arachnophobia, I apologize. I didn't mean to open it up to here, but it was the staple, so it was the easiest pages to flip to. Oh, homie looks cool. Bro. Somebody remind me to make like for like a not a huntsman, for a arachno soldier or a widow, like a red helmet with a black armored suit with white arms. Like that actually is a really dope looking color combo. I super dig it. I don't think he's the spider controller. I think he's like a deer guy or something because he's got the antlers. It also looks kind of like a deer sculler. But like, I just really like that color combo. Spider! Rook and Dire Wolf, caught like flies, on sale in December. You know what? I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to catch up on this stuff. I'm going to pick up the issues of Rook I haven't read, and I'm going to read them. Which kind of reminds me, I think I still owe one issue on Hyde Street. Pretty darn cool looking. The other book I bought today, long awaited, with a different artist. It's not Matt Weldon, but you know what? Matt's probably busy doing something else. That man is always just churning out books. But but I'm super happy. I'm super stoked. Frickin' Punchline right here, man. Frickin' Punchline. I love this book. Bill Williams is a pretty cool guy. Matt Weldon, the artist who started this series, also a really cool guy. I don't know if I've told the story before. I probably have. But last time I was at Bell County Comic Con, and I was hanging out with them. You know, I was standing out in front of the tables, just talking with Matt. Was this the one where... Was this the convention where the guy from, like, Apocalypto had, like, Native American chanting going, like, 24/7 at his booth right across from us? Or was that the year before? Anyway, I don't remember. So I'm, like, talking with him, and Matt's like, hey, man, why don't you come back here? I gotta go to the bathroom. You want to watch my table and my money. So he just leave me there with, like, I don't know, $1,000 in cash. Sitting there, it's like, I could have ripped him off so bad. But Matt Weldon is a great guy. He's a great guy. I love talking with him. He's very kind. Bill Williams is pretty cool. He's a little more cynical than Matt, I think. But they're both pretty cool guys. Anyway, let's flip this open. I'm not sure what the book's going to look like. Yeah, it's a little simpler than Matt Weldon art would be. I don't know that I like the lack of backgrounds in all these panels. Although the motion lines up here, are pretty cool. So I guess this is Mel. Yeah, she's got a gun. That's totally Mel. This is very glossy paper. Does Ursula show up in this at all? Oh yeah, there she is. Most recently seen in, you know, Rags, where she was fighting, you know, a master of a certain martial art and magical ability, the name of which I cannot say on stream without getting in trouble. Also, you know, I don't think she shared the issue with him, but she was in, you know, the same story arc that Shazam, the genie supposedly played by Sinbad, was in. So she's got that going for her. I think I'm probably a couple issues behind on this too. I'm just behind on everything, man. Like, let's just learn to accept it. Elizibar is behind on all of his reading. And once we've come to accept that, we can move on with our lives. We can move forward together. Oh boy. So very cool. I'm always excited to have more Punchline in my life. I think there was a Kickstarter for this that I missed, but that's okay because I got it from the store. Maybe that's not so good from a raising money for the book perspective, but hey, Antarctic Press got a cut of this, Mr. Dunn got a cut of this, and I met him too. He was really good at eating crab legs, by the way. Just saying. Crab leg beast. Alright, well that'll do us for the new Comic Book Day part of this. If you haven't seen it yet, you know, I do have a couple of like shorts out there with the art and stuff from this art show that I went to in Chicago. So if you want to spend way too much money on a piece of art, feel free. Their stuff is actually really cool because it's all metal. And they're like printing onto the metal and using like UV active inks and stuff, man. It's absolutely crazy. Looks really cool. And for showing up, I got like a little card swag, which is awesome. You know, if you just want to be like, oh man, let me spend $3,000 on one of these Goo Eyes prints, well, you could. And I see why this stuff is so expensive, because one, they're not making that many of any of these, and two, like, I think they've invented the process they're using, which is kind of crazy. By leveraging proprietary data design and multi-layer UV coding technology, we achieve vibrant color expression and intricate surface textures. And it was pretty cool, man. Seeing some of that stuff like the pop art bateau. Hold on, I got a card of him. Yeah. So like this, but in printed on metal, and each of the zipatone dots on the dude was raised off the surface. Like, he had texture. It was a full three-dimensional bateau experience, and it was great. It was a good day in general, but I'm glad that I took that as an excuse to go to Chicago and have some fun, because the GAAT show was definitely worth it. All right, we're gonna call that a new comic book day stream. Well, new comic book day episode. So if you're here on Twitch, hello. We're gonna move on to something else. If you are on YouTube, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves.